During all our journeys across the Outback, it's been a privilege to have met so many wonderful women. Each woman is unique, inspirational in her own way. Shona from Thylungra Station not only helps to run the station, but is also an internationally acclaimed artist. In viewing her artwork, Shona's giftedness and passion is amazingly evident. I was able to spend some time with Shona in her studio and to ask just how she manages to combine her roles on the station with her art. We've travelled for over 30 years now, and I've met hundreds and hundreds of people, and in all those travels I've never met anybody just quite like you. I mean, each person is unique, but I'd like to talk a little bit more about the challenges and the demands that are on your life and your artwork, and something that you maybe find difficult to make time for in your very busy schedules. And how you make it all work.
Well, I get asked that a lot, Helen. How do you make it all work? How do you get this artwork done? How do you have time to do it? The answer is I don't. I'm not Miss Perfect. I really struggle, because I think that when you are a mum and a wife and sort of the glue and the base on a station, you have to be ready to be called upon at any time. And often you've got to make quick decisions, and sometimes they're decisions between life and death. When cattle are perishing, or you've got to pull a calf, or you drive a long way to fill up a bore with fuel, and you just have to do what you have to do. Being on a station, there's thousands of cattle that need water and food, and then the men and the jillaroos that come with it, and I've got to be here on the ground for them. So my art always has to be the thing that takes the back seat.
So Shona, we've got this painting behind us here, and I can see stockmen and fires and cattle, and a working expression, I guess, of life in the Outback. Can you talk to us about what this painting stirs in you, memories?
Yeah, so I really wanted to capture and educate people about the way that it was many years ago. So this one is sort of based in the early 1960s.
Okay.
In the Northern Territory, where just about all the stockmen were Aboriginal. And Aboriginal people had a huge presence on stations years ago. They were mostly Aboriginal. And without those women and men, the cattle industry wouldn't be what it is today. I just wanted to try and capture something nice and part of Australian history that's really important, and part of the people that made and had a huge contribution to the cattle industry in Northern Australia.
Absolutely. So when you were a child, you had a lot of contact with Aboriginal children, probably the same age, and so can you tell me about the impact?
I do paint a lot of Aboriginal people, Aboriginal children and Aboriginal stockmen and women, because that was my life. My father grew up on a cattle station. It was called Bambilli at the time, in southern Arnhem Land. So he speaks fluent Creole language, absolutely fluent. He even taught us a lot of words for animals, and we didn't know the English word for them until we went to school.
Yes.
So a lot of the bush animals we we just knew the Aboriginal words.
Yes.
Yeah, he was raised by Aboriginal house girls that were in his house, and they have always sort of loved him and cared for him and loved and cared for us. They used to hold us when we were tiny little babies and look after us. And they were all like a grandmother or an auntie or a... And they were always teaching. They were always teaching about the bush and always teaching us to look after ourselves and to look out for this and look out for that. And the Aboriginal people in the Northern Territory that grew up with us, we're very connected to. So they've always been a really nice part of our life and who we are. So when I paint Aboriginal people, it's just about a part of my childhood and fond memories.
I think I really need to ask you how your life and lifestyle has impacted you in wanting to express it through art.
I didn't set out to be an artist.
Right.
I'm not an arty-farty person. I'm just a person.
Yes.
That lives this life.
Yes.
And I feel like art just came to me and it just came out of me.
Yes.
And I think being raised to just really use your hands. The first painting I did was sort of crushing up rocks in creek beds when Mum and Dad and my sisters were fencing on our virgin block of land in the heat of the day. And it was very hot in the Territory. We would go down to the river and there were different coloured rocks and I'd crush them all up and paint pictures on the limestone. And it's just part of me. So I'm not an artist, I'm not trained, I'm not a part of the art world. I'm just a person telling stories and that's all it is. And I guess that the stories that I tell are parts of our history, stories my dad's told me about and people I've seen, the characters I've met, and I've got a burst of inspiration out of that. And my way of expressing is to put it on canvas.
Yes.
And I have so many stories. I have thousands of stories in my head, but it's just getting the time to actually put them on canvas that's quite challenging. To be able to create art and have things on the wall well after I'm gone, after my lifetime, and be able to tell our stories, I feel it's a great privilege. And that's the part of my life where I feel like I make an even bigger contribution because it goes on.
Yes.
And I can tell everybody's story, not just my story.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you're producing a legacy, really, aren't you?
And it's a window to our world. So even people in the city and overseas, we can put a window of our world into their room, their office, in hotels, and they can ask questions, and it just opens up who we are and where we are, which is pretty special.
It is, isn't it?